Oop, I almost forgot to like update the stream title and stuff, but it should be updated now. Also, I think I finally fixed my overlays and stuff, so they all should be working. Uh, Let me just. Oh. Ah. Hold on, I have to adjust everything on my desk. It's like I don't stream for a few days and I forget how to do everything. Okay. Let me switch over to and make sure everything looks okay. Yeah. So I have it set up so on the right side is just Granblue and then the left is my drawing stream. I'm not quite sure what I'll draw yet, but you know what? It might as well just be Granblue characters. Let me just do the daily stuff real quick. Also, I don't know if anyone else has been having this problem, but I've been having the problem where the loading time is slower than usual. Okay. This is basically what I'm just gonna do. Just to try to, you know, just farm these for today. And try to get, whatever I can from the shop, really. Wind halos. I don't think I need halos. Okay. I already got 4, like, of the weapons, because I got one of them from the drop. I'm just gonna... whatever. I'm also farming, like, master level stuff, which is whatever, but... okay. Oh, it doesn't play if I switch out the window. Oh, no! Huh. I wonder why that is. Hold on. I'm like one of the few dark players that doesn't have... no, maybe I do have... Lich. I think I have Lich, but I don't have Fedial. I don't know. Okay, no, I think that's just how Grand Blue works. Okay, let's open up a canvas. This it's a small size. Let me fix this. You know, some people draw on like insane canvas sizes. I don't know how they do that. Like, I've always got like so intimidated by that. Let's fix this. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Actually, let's change this bright ass white to like gray. A cool like that works. Um, let's see. Next layer. I have no idea what I'm going to draw today. That's the most difficult part, I think, of like wanting to draw, but not knowing what to draw. Uh, Honestly, what I've been wanting to do is I've been wanting to draw more fan art, but I have a lot of different interests, and it's kind of hard to just like pick what like just to pick from like a fandom or whatever. So what I've been wanting, like I don't know if this exists, but I've been wanting to literally just have something like put into like a random like just put a bunch of like files or images into a randomizer one day or like references and just have it generate one for me. So that way I can, you know, just draw whatever. Uh, Whoops, using the wrong tool. Uh, oh, you can actually see my cursor. That's weird. Whoops. I think I talked about this last time I streamed art stuff, but I've been or no, it wasn't on stream. It was I was having a conversation with some people and I was having I'm going through that phase of I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's that like grid where it's like, oh, it's so over, we're so back, bros, it's over. But someone's put it so it's like the art the artist's cycle. They compared it to a different one, I think, that exists where it's like if you feel like your art isn't what's the term? Is it improving or it feels stagnant, that actually means you're getting close to an art style change. Um, and at first I didn't ever believe that. I was like, that kind of sounds like bullshit. But it does kind of, it do kind of work like that. And most of the times, how that you have to like pull it out is you either have to start using like other brushes or you have to just change. Oops. You just have to change how you're What's the term? Not progress. Progression? No, that's not the word either. Oh my god. I don't know. When you're doing something, like your setup, your thing, your how are the little guys doing? They're doing fine. Actually, maybe I should start. Let's see. This. Did we win? We did it, boys. We won. Yeah, I guess we could say the light is coming from wherever. Today's actually, what is it on Twitter? Cat Day? Actually, why don't I just draw my fucking team? Let's see. Let's change this up a little bit. Should be using this eraser. Okay, I think I kind of got it. I'm cooking. Oh, something that I want to also talk about is the I forget which anniversary it is. But Grand Blue anniversary. This is very close. I'm so scared. I think actually the preview went up like last night, today. And it seems like it's actually going to be like a callback to like the first event they did with the festival with the Phoenix, and I think it's Richard and what's her name? The duelist girl. Teresa? Teresa? There we go. So I'm very interested to see what they'd be doing. Me personally, like I know everyone keeps asking, like, oh, we want more like angel lore, we want more like dragons because they have been very prominent lately. I honestly just want them to do a speaker event. Like I just maybe we might get that because it kind of mentions like the creation myth and stuff, and they're deeply connected to that. But I always get very uh not upset, but very sad that they built all this lore, and instead of establishing the lore they already have, they kind of just add more and more stuff. I get why they do it, but it just feel a bit, like Oh, they're focusing more on the new characters instead of the characters that exist and the characters that I care about. The art is not artin today, but it's okay. Push through. This. But yeah, I'm very curious to see. Like, I'm not trying to get excited so far for the anniversary um event just because well the last one was fine. But the one before it made me very like, oh, okay, thanks for nothing. Like it made me very jaded. So it wasn't. Some people liked it, but I think the general consensus is a lot of people did not like the anniversary event with like Cosmos and stuff. Just because it kind of like it was semi like really related to like the angels and stuff, but I think a lot of people didn't like it just because they put Lucifer in it and then they gave him a playable section, and a lot of people like thought that meant, oh my god, Lucifer is gonna get playable. Like there were even leaks that were like, oh my god, we're getting a new light character, and then it ended up being Uni. That was generally seen as not a great move, I think, by a lot of people. Just at least from like what I've seen. But I think I was kind of one of those people that shared that sentiment just because my favorite character is Shafted always and forever, and he always will be. Sorry, I'm just looking up reference. Um, okay. But yeah, so I just think they got some stuff they can do better. Wait, why did I die? Hello? We just cleared it. How did you... Huh? Are you guys being silly? How did you... Uh-oh. Huh. I've been doing it fine all the time. What happened? I wasn't paying attention. I do think I have to change these, because some of these don't. Yeah, because there's no omen, so I think this is kind of useless right now. Should we go with? I can just, yeah. Cause sure, whatever. Let's try that again. I don't know why that happened. Uh-oh. Pretty sure everything is set, right? Right? Yeah. Trying to just fall auto in peace. I don't know why we died. So now I feel like I have to watch this to figure out why we flopped. Okay. I don't really know how we died there. Stressing me out. I know the class that I'm using right now isn't I don't know if it's really like suited for most content that isn't like ones that have omens and everything. At least from what I've seen with all of the skills and whatnot, it seems a bit not lackluster. It just has very for where I am in the game. I don't think it's useful for me because I'm not even rank 180 yet. So there's still a lot of content and stuff I can't do. I know a lot of people are talking or doing, not a lot of people, but people that are more prominent with Granblue seem to be on the end game content or the higher grade content. Higher grade. What the hell am I talking about? End game content. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Woo! This is what happens. You just forget how to speak. So a lot of people have been doing the what is it? Dark Rapture Zero raid. It's been kind of funny to see people attempt that raid. And all the screenshots, at least on Twitter, have been what is it? Oh my god. So everyone has been a lot of no, what I should say is a lot of screenshots I've seen are people being like 2% and then just getting absolutely decimated by him, and it's kind of funny to me. And I do know that apparently Dark is not viable, or he has hard counters to the current Dark meta. That sucks, dude. Because I think Dark is like my main, and even then I don't even have everything that's like needed to be a Dark main, or like the Dark meta. Like I'm missing a Fedio, like I said earlier. I do have Lich, and I do have like Bowman. I haven't tried to use him though. Okay, I'm just looking over at the little. Make sure we don't die this time. Also, I am the world's slowest artist. Just to let you guys know that. Just got a little hat. Has Orchid? It's not Orchid. Yeah, it is. Has Orchid gotten any new skins? Like I know she got an Earth unit, but I don't remember her getting like skins that like some of the other characters get, like a New Year's skin or something. I don't know if she has any of that. I can check right now. No, it doesn't look like she does. That's crazy. Because I feel like she's like really popular. Huh. Uh, very bad at drawing twin tails. There we go. Let's just make it funny shapes. Let's fix this a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so for some reason now this team is not dying. I don't know how we. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my own VOD and be like, oh, what made you guys like eat shit? Because they were kind of. Last night I grinded this whole raid and was like event, I guess, raid event, whatever you want to call it. I was doing pretty good. Okay. I'm not doing like youthful like anime eyes. Very hard for me to do. Okay, so this time we were able to clear it. Twitch, don't look at her. Honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure like what's allowed on Twitch or not anymore. I know there was a whole like kerfuffle about they recently tried to like unban like artistic nudity, and I think that's fine, but people took it the wrong way and they thought it meant like, you know, other stuff was like Gucci. That was not the case. Back to reference zone. So I tend to not put references. Not no. I use references. I tend to not put them on like my canvas, and I just look at them in a different window. Which honestly, I probably shouldn't be doing. I should probably have the reference in the canvas with me, or at least a quicker look at it. What is this? How does her little hat work again? She has the little necklace. And she has this, like her little frills. Right, yeah. And then she's kind of looking like a Miku right now. You know, I have a confession to make. I've never actually drawn like a Miku in my life. And apparently there was like a post going around that was like, "Oh, if you're an artist, you've drawn Miku once in your life." And I was like, "Oh my god. I'm a fraud. I've never drawn Miku." The virtual idol queen. I've never actually drawn her. I actually don't think I ever had like an art um phase, I guess, that was influenced by Vocaloid. I feel like a lot of people did though, and I just never had that. I'm different like that. I think a lot of my art was um what would I say is like the fandom that made me start like actually drawing, or like the media. Huh. Trying to think of like what I was into as like a wee little baby. Pokemon maybe? I don't think I kept any like ooh, childhood drawings. I want to say it was Pokemon. I could be wrong though. Like I want to say that was like my first. Okay, I have to stop overworking the sketch. This is a problem I also have. Put these here. Actually, my newest like revelation with doing art is I don't know if this is a thing where people will try to draw like a subject matter you've never drawn before, and then while you're drawing it, you realize like you have a feeling like, oh my god, I should have been drawing this like since the beginning. I don't know if that's like a common feeling people have, but I've been recently having this feeling, and it's in reference to like animals and like furry art, where I recently been getting back into Sonic the Hedgehog. And as a kid, it was like, Sonic Adventure was the fucking shit. That was the good stuff. Well, I've never really sunk my teeth into the what people think is like, the core of the Sonic games, like the like Sonic and Knuckles, like the ones where it's like, oh, Sonic is a platform and you run, and it's a side. No, I grew up strictly on the Sonic RPG stuff, and because of that, I feel like I missed out a lot on like Sonic stuff, or I didn't really know much about it. Um, so I have been kind of getting back into it because of the comics and stuff, which those are wild, by the way. The Archie comics, but they're like really interesting. And I've been meaning to watch the Prime. Is that the new TV show? But yeah, I've been meaning to watch Prime as well. The movies, yeah. Obviously the movies as well. Actually, no. That's a lie. Sorry. I've only watched the first. I didn't get a chance to see the second, but I heard that was good too. At least from what I've seen people say. Like I hear the Sonic movies are like really good. What was I talking about? Oh, right. I because I got back into Sonic, I went back to like look at like like the community and stuff, and there's a lot of like fan art, and I was like, huh, these characters look like they'd be fun to draw, but I don't think I would do good at them. So I just tested it, and I was like, let me draw like I forget, I'm pretty sure it was Shadow. Yeah. Um, Shadow the Hedgehog. it was such kind of like an eye-opening experience to me, and I was like, oh, I actually really like draw. What are they? They're called Morbians, right? Like, like Sonic the Hedgehog is like the species obviously is not called hedgehog, but they're not like animals either. They're called Morbians. So I was like, oh, drawing these like the Morbians are actually fun, and it kind of just hit me with like, oh my god, if I would have gotten into this when I was younger, maybe I could have been a bigger artist or something. Like it was kind of crazy. Obviously, I don't care about that, but because of that, I started like slowly trying to get into drawing more like anthropomorphic subject matters and finding that oh, I am having fun drawing this stuff that I've never tried drawing before. I wonder if that's ever like if anyone's ever done the opposite where they started drawing more like humanoids. No, if anyone has ever started drawing like furry art and then drawing like humanoids and being like, oh my god, I'm much better at this than I feel drawing like furry art. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was just like kind of eye opening for me, and I was like, oh my god, they're onto something. This shit feels amazing to draw. That kind of like stuff. I do say something that I'm grateful that I kind of changed into is being a black and white artist, or at least grayscale. It's definitely something I've changed into being kind of recently, actually. I don't always do color and everything. Not because it's not fun, but because I don't like following the rules. Which is kind of funny because a grayscale you kind of do have to follow the rules. But hmm. Does she have a little bow on her hat? I don't think she does, but she has this. Which is more actually more like this. It's gotta not die again. I'm just looking at my screen. Cleaning up the sketch. Also, I hate line art. I really do think that growing up and looking at how to like be like a beginner anime artist and looking through all those like I don't remember the author's name, but one of those like how to draw anime for beginners actually kind of like stunted me because a lot of stuff in the beginning like because I feel like art tutorials weren't around as much, in the early 2000s, I guess. I would say that's when I started doing art ish. And it being like, oh, you have to, these are the rules. You have to do a sketch. And then you have to do the line art. And then how you do the colors, you always put the color under the line art. And then you do like cell shading. That was kind of like the pinnacle of digital art stuff. And obviously, there's no right or wrong way to do art, but I feel like a lot of people do it the wrong way for themselves. And that's definitely a problem I had. How the hell do you draw this top? Girl, what the hell are you wearing? It's all ruffles, right? It's all fools. So we're gonna make that more. How the hell do you draw ruffles? Uh-oh. That looks like noodles. Uh-oh. Someone's not good at drawing fabrics. Me. I hate drawing clothes, but obviously I cannot draw, you know. Like at this point, I don't even know if drawing like the base of like a body gets you boinked here anymore. I think I drew her necklace too high up too. That, oh my god. Does she, okay, no, she doesn't have like a doll neck. She has normal neck. And then here with the necklace, like this. Huh. I haven't talked for a while and so long, so my voice gets weak. Just draw this, whatever. Okay. Put the anime highlights. And this is where I start adding my own stylistic stuff. Let's put this here. Make this darker, so this will be like a little negative space right here. Uh-oh. Wrong brush. Also, I definitely mentioned this before, but uh-oh. Wait, you guys might die again. What are you doing? Ah! Dude, I have to take hit with skill 20 times. They're not gonna be able to do that. So just, why are you getting hit? Eat this. Okay. I just have to babysit them now. Awesome. We're not making it out of this one. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm guessing. Who died though? There's no way she can do this. Maybe. Ooh. Can she do it? Uh-oh. Ah! Oh my god! What percent? That's fucked up. No, kill her. Kill her now. Just fucking kill her. My god. How did that even happen? Who is slack in here? Honestly, it's probably me. Like, the main character. Because I'm not doing the best, you know. It's just, or defense, yeah. Okay. What can I get so far? No, I kind of want the earrings. So, I'll probably grind until I can get those. I don't know if I need an extra copy of the weapon because I have 4 from drops. Hold on, 30 times, 20, okay. I wonder if it's just better for me to farm a 45 instead of 50. Like 145 instead of 50. If it seems there's like a 25% chance that, not 25, but like a little chance that they keep botching it on. I say this as if it's not my grid in my team. Yeah, okay. Let me just do this instead. I'll probably be a little bit quicker too, maybe. Okay. They can have fun there in their little playground. Back to the drawing board. Let's see here. Kind of wanted to look more neutral instead of sad, so I'm fixing this. Maybe I'll just do like pencil sketches today like this instead of drawing anything too in depth and detail. Because the way I draw does take a little while. But that's honestly my own fault as a perfectionist. Let's see. This. Darken here. Um. Yeah, I can put a little like loose hair maybe. No, I think maybe it's better if it's. Let's clean up this ear. Honestly, once I found like these pencil brushes, I just never looked back at anything else. I think I've been using these for a very long time. I think they were like maybe the first like Clip Studio Paint like, tools that I downloaded for myself, and I was like, oh my god. So this should be darker here. And what didn't I clean that? What am I doing? So let's see, how is 145 doing? I honestly can't tell the difference. If like it's like Subway Surfers to me. This clean this up here. Um. Oh, actually, another. I don't know if I should do this yet, but another type of stream that I've been interested in doing is like streaming learning coding. But I don't know if that's something I'd be okay with doing because I feel like if I get frustrated, it I would look like a clown. I did try coding my own like a little visual novel thing, and I'm the type of person where I get motivated by projects and then I just forget about them, and it takes me such like a long time to get back into being motivated to do it. That's why when I'm streaming, I get very worried that streaming will be like an afterthought to me, even though so far I think I've made it just for myself a much better habit of at least doing at least one stream a week. I couldn't do one on Mondays this week because the weather has been still bad, which is awesome. And I have, what are they called? It's the type of headache you get when the pressure changes in the air, like barometric headaches, something to that degree. And because there's been storming a lot lately, they've been really bad. And I also have migraines. So those two, like, if I'm not having a migraine and the weather is bad, I get one of those. It's a lose-lose every time with this brain of mine. Mm, what the heck? Okay, so this is this, and this will be the twin tail coming, and this. Okay. That would be darker because back here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so doing 140 5. I don't actually know if it's a shorter amount of time, but at least I think it's like hi. At least it's less turns. So I guess maybe this way is just the quicker way to farm this. Give me Lucifer. I'm so jealous of everyone that has like their uncapped transcendent Lucifers. Mine is not at all. Because I don't even have like all the copies yet. I'm hearing a cat meowing, but he's not in my room. Scary. Whoops. Oh no, that's not. It's a eraser tool. Okay, what was I talking? Coding. That's what I was talking about. Why did I get into talking about headaches? But honestly, I've been wanting to check out Game Maker, which is I think it's like the recent engine that went free. Um. Okay, yes, there is a cat meowing outside my door. He wants to be let in, but his favorite thing to do now is he claims this chair that I sit on as his own. And he doesn't want to share it. He doesn't want to cuddle. He strictly just wants the chair to himself. And obviously I cannot do that for him when I'm busy. Like he can have it any other time, but he even when I'm not in it, he doesn't use it until I'm sitting on it. And then he wants it for himself. It's just simple cat logic. And it's kind of crazy to me. Uh, okay. Let's render these a little bit more. Um, make this little hat better. So I haven't figured out how to done it yet, but I do know last time I said I wanted to at least have some type of music. That's why I at least slapped Grand Blue on this stream because it drawing in like pure silence is impossible for me. So I just put Grand Blue in the corner, but so okay, let me render this like pigtail. I'm calling it rendering. It's definitely not rendering. Rendering is what the gods do, like the gods of art. Um, uh, okay, so they're having fun playing. I'm just turning this little music on. The sound. Oh, I said earlier, but I'm also trying to farm master levels because the new class is apparently busted, and I really want it. Yeah, we can pull this down because it will at least put some balance between. Can you see if I'm doing? Yes, you can. Okay, if you see, woo, at least put some balance between that and this needs to be cleaned too. Yeah, and then okay. I think gently erasing here and then making it. What's the term? Why did I hear a click in my headset? That's not good. I say that as if I don't have a backup headset. That I haven't unboxed yet because I was like, oh my god, I desperately need one because this pair that I have now is quite literally actually like physically like deteriorating. But I'm the type of person that like I feel almost bad throwing stuff away that still has a little bit of use left. And I'm like, oh, but it would be a waste. I'm gonna keep using them until the audio actually stops working. So it's like all duct taped together because I'm like, hey, it still works. It still plays audio. It still, the mic still works. Might as well keep it until and I have a backup set. But one of my fears is I'm scared that keeping that one in the box is somehow going to like break it, or because it's just going to stop working, despite me never like actually using it. It's gonna be like, sorry, I got like what's the term? Like rust, but for like an audio device. That's gonna fuck me up if that happens. It might. Uh, let's fix this necklace here. So it's more. Yeah. Okay. Uh, we won. Yay! Also, this maybe it seems like a silly system, but this is a good system because I have to, put the little tablet pen down and actually. Wait, my master level 8. Okay. Yeah. I've been streaming for an hour already? Uh-oh. There's no Lucifers. Uh-oh. Did we do Bahamut? Let's try Bahamut. Lucifer is just comfy to use just because of like the healing. But I feel like a lot of raids nowadays are like, oh, you're healing? Explode. Or they'll give you like a debuff if you heal. Let's do this. Let's fix all these lines. Ba ba ba. Fix this too. Honestly, I feel like so far I've been kind of motivated in 2024. It's kind of suspicious. Like last year, I had so many like aspirations and stuff, and I just kind of fell off. But honestly, I picked up streaming as a little hobby. It's been good because it kind of keeps me on schedule, especially because I don't know if a lot of people like. No, probably a lot of people do know this. The job market lately has been bad. Like these people don't even care anymore. They don't. They won't even send a rejection. They'll just be like, no. So you have to like waste your time and either be like, well, I have to apply to so many other jobs that. Oh, yeah. What is it? It's not performance anxiety. It's when I don't know if there's actually a term for it. I had this problem sometimes when I would submit something and you would hear back, or there's a potential for you to hear back. I would kind of freeze all of my social media that was like actually important to me to upkeep. Like, if I was submitting like an artist job or something, I would end up freezing my social media because I was so scared that, ooh, if I got this job, like I don't need to use this anymore because I would be focused on there. Don't do that. Because most of the times they will look at your stuff, and if they suddenly see that you're not active when the job you're applying for is something that requires you to be either like an active member of their community or like a social media thing, they're not going to want anything to do with you because they think, oh, this person just isn't here anymore. But I don't know if there's like a word for that where you get so like, oh my god, I can't touch anything or else because what's the point? Or oh my god, I have to. What if I say something between the place I applied. It would be better if I didn't say anything at all. Like, what if I say something they don't like between what I last posted and what I posted after I applied, and it's just like you have to make yourself at least let other people know that you're still actually doing content and stuff for jobs. That's definitely something that I think has fucked me over in searching. And as much as I don't want to use Twitter, that's definitely the social media I've done that on, where I'm just like, oh, I can't post here for the next 3 weeks because sometime within that time they're going to come to my account and look at everything I'm doing, and it's just like, oh no, past me, you're so stupid. I'm not stupid, it's just anxiety. um, let's see. What the hell is going on? Okay, just kidding. I thought Orchid and Six were the only two left again. Okay. This is beautiful hair. But that is also why I started streaming, because it was like it's a form of content creation, and it shows like, hey, I'm able to maintain a schedule. I'm able to do this. Like obviously I can't say what kind of jobs I'm applying to because a lot of them are like, hey, if we find out you're talking about applying to any of us, we smack you on the wrist. Because they want to see that you can keep stuff quiet and under wraps. I will say though, the worst experience I've ever had. Hello. Hi. Thank you for the first time chat. I was just talking about my experience with how job searching at the moment is so fun and so great. Okay. Yeah, like I was just talking about how streaming is still some. I understand it's wrong. It is. I feel like it's gotten so much worse just because they don't even send rejections anymore. Like, at least for me, it's I don't even get rejection. I get ghosted. But I was talking about my they don't even send an email. Like, I would rather you I would rather you send an email, like a generic email, being like, sorry, you didn't make like the cut, and like CC it to every other applicant instead of just ghosting me. Especially when you go onto the site again, just to see, just to be curious, and just to see, and it's like, oh, the job position is still there. For I'll take a template email over nothing else. Yeah, it's like you can't even do that. Like, come on. But no, I was talking also about like VTuber agencies, but it's technically like a, oh, you're not supposed to talk about if you're applying or not. But the one I'm talking about doesn't exist anymore, so I think that's fine. Um, I the farthest I've gotten in that kind of like creative job space is it was a brand new company, which, at this point is a very red flag. Um, just for VTuber stuff. And but they at least had other stuff because they had sponsors. And they proved they had sponsors. And they were doing a very slow, like, what's the term? Like rollout of their first generation. So they only had, I believe, two out of their four like employees like out that you can see, and then they threw up like, oh, here's if you want to join us, here's the audition to have another job with us. And I auditioned and I got an email actually being like, hey, we're interested in interviewing you. I was so happy because that was the first time I ever passed like the first phase of like this kind of like job stuff. Um, so I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, hi. This is like the times that work best for me. Let me know. I never heard back from them. Uh, they never. I never got that interview. And while I was waiting for my own interview, they then put a call out for their third generation when they didn't even finish stuff for their second generation stuff. Meanwhile, this entire time, their first generation wasn't even fully like out. They still did not finish finalizing their first generation. Um, so one of their own VTubers had to go on Twitter. I guess because there was a bunch of controversy at the time of like real agencies versus fake agencies, and she was like, no, my agency is real. I have a manager. If you ever want to talk to me about my agent, like my company, you can talk to me. I messaged her. I messaged her and I was like, hey, I got an email saying like I had this was months after too, and I was kind of like fed up. Like I feel like I think I got like the let me see, I think I got the hey, we want to interview you in like November, and I think it was April at this time. But I was still like holding on hope because it was like, oh, my dream is to join like a VTuber agency. And so I messaged her and I was like, hey, I was supposed to have an interview with your company and I never got it. Are you guys like, did you finalize that stuff? And she was like, oh my god, yeah, did you try applying for the third generation? And I was like, no, the second. So she was kind of like, and she was like, oh my god, well, I'll get in contact and I'll tell them. And I was like, oh my god, great, yeah, thank you. Um, I realized throughout the entire conversation, she never actually asked me for my contact information to actually get back in touch with me. So that's how I kind of knew. I was like, oh, wait a minute. The company doesn't exist anymore. um, they all left. Like all like the generation one people left. They never debuted their second generation. And it was just baffling to me. Especially because there's a lot of problems now with a lot of startup companies that are just not like there's a lot of like mismanagement problems. And I'm just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be applying to a bunch of, startups anymore. And instead we'll focus on, just doing my own things. Because I feel like that's something, I need is just like the experience, I guess. Because that's definitely something I was lacking. Like, yeah, I do art and I post art, but I think at this point they want to make sure that, I actually have a mind to speak. This is why. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's just having at least a little experience at least does give you an edge over someone with no experience. Oh yeah. So that was just my little story I was telling about jobs. And obviously, it's not even just limited to stuff in like VTubing or streamer spaces. Um, Even just like normal ass jobs won't reply to you anymore, and it's like very disheartening. You gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe, yeah, I do too. Like at the moment, I just kind of like not that I stopped applying, but I was like I applied to so many that I'll take a break from just applying for a little bit because the amount of just silence and rejection is very, you know. Uh, rooting for. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I got a little weapon drop. Yeah, but I do know that it's not just like the creative industry, and it's kind of just everywhere. I kind of wonder what happened. Oh, okay. Back to the drawing board. Uh, I feel like this ear stands out. I gotta shade it a little more. How are you drawing there, cute? Oh, it's actually if you look at the Grand Blue thing and you see actually I don't think my mouse points up. This is one of the characters I'm using on my team right now. Uh, Orchid, right? Pretty sure. There's two girls in the game that have similar names, so I gotta make sure she's Orchid and not Orcus. Yes, Orchid. Okay. I was stuck on what to draw, but I was like, hey, I'm playing Grand Blue. Why don't I just draw a Grand Blue character? Oh, and her cute. Yeah, she has a very I think it's like she has the Gothic Lolita. I think that's what it's called. That like fashion style with like the black frills and everything. I think that's what her fashion is kind of called. As you can see, I'm not the best at drawing frills because most of her like the top of her shirt is a lot of frills. Like I was, and I heard like lore is that fact that she is a puppet. Like she has like the puppet body and stuff like that. But yeah, she's a very cute character. I think her lore was she's not a clone, but she's like the puppet that's supposed to represent like one of the other characters. I don't remember because it's been a long time since I like touched like the main story stuff. I focus more on like the anniversaries because the anniversaries are where all of my favorite characters are. But her story is more connected to the actual like core story of Grand Blue Fantasy. Who's your favorite Grand Blue character? Oh, that would be, huh? I have a few, but I do think my favorite is just Lucio. He's one of the many like Lucifer faces. If you know anything about Grand Blue, how there's like three guys with the same face, and they're all some form of like Lucy. Lucio was like the original that was in the game. Lucy, yeah. There's Lucio, Lucilius, and then Lucifer. But it's even more confusing in Japanese because in Japanese it's Lucio, Lucifer, and then Lucifuru, which is the yeah. There's so many. But yeah, so his I like Lucio just because I always like the trope of like an immortal or kind of like godlike character becoming trying to become like just more human. I do feel like that's a lot of his story and everything like that, and I just think he's interesting. The problem is Grand Blue focuses on the other two Lucies instead of him, and it makes me very sad. And they're having their like anniversary event in March, so literally next month soon is their anniversary event, and that's like kind of like when they go like crazy with the lore and stuff. He's been he actually like it's not even a joke. He has his own lore is that like the creator of like the Grand Blue, which is Bahamut and stuff, like straight up actually did abandon him, and so now it's kind of like oh the devs abandoned him too, and I'm like oh my god, my baby boy. Oh no, no, yeah, it's so sad. But yeah, no, they don't really they don't really know what they're doing for like with him anymore. They keep doing one thing and then they're doing another and it's like, "Oh, cool guys, great. Thank you. All you've given me is heartbreak." But yes, I would say Lucio is probably like a favorite. I do have a lot of others just because the cast is there's what is happening on my they're dying. Why are you guys got dying again? Where are the other favorites? Um, huh. There's so many characters that it's kind of hard to just be like, oh, these are my favorites. I would say Chat Noir is another favorite. Not he's not the guy from the Miraculous Ladybug. That's not him. They just share the same name. His thing is he's obviously like a phantom thief. What the hell? But I lowered the difficulty, didn't I? Hold on. My children are embarrassing me on stream by dying. Um, so yeah, Chat Noir is another favorite of mine. His thing is he is a phantom thief that was originally adopted by like a criminal mastermind, but he wasn't about that life, so he left. Everyone live. I know it's. Oh, let me fix my windows. Okay. So Chat Noir's thing is he appears in some events, and his events have like puzzles, and he was adopted by a criminal mastermind who taught him how to like be a phantom thief. And when he found out that like his adopted dad was a criminal, he was like a bad criminal, like not just like stealing portraits and stuff, but actually like turning people into art and exhibits. He was like, "Oh, I'm out of here." So now he's just like a funny little guy that has a lot of trauma. But Chat Noir is definitely one of my favorites. Um, One of my other favorites is just silly. Yeah, actually, I could probably show you on the screen. It might actually be easier to do that. Let's see, how do I do this? Characters. Okay, Chat Noir is right here. Whoops. Wrong button. This is him. He's just, you know, a little fruity, a little silly with it. So he's just like one of my favorites. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. His dapper. Yeah, he's very cute. Lucio is. Where's he? Here he is. And you see, I gave him a little ring. He is. He's like, his whole thing is, yeah, he has the whole like tension with the detective character, that kind of, you know. But this is Lucio. This is actually, you can't really see him, but he has like the little wings on his back. Oh, if you see like the little heart icon, it's because it's Valentine's event stuff. You can give them chocolates and stuff, or you can get chocolates for them if you're talking to like the girl characters. Who else? Oh, this is, everyone knows, this is Sandalphon. This is Sandalphon. He is the #1 poster boy, Grand Blue fantasy boy. Who else? I also like... It's kind of, yeah, at this point everyone knows of Sandalphon. Especially because the fighting game came out and Relink came out. I feel like a lot of people like know more about him. So she also has a ring. She's also my favorites. Magisa. Her thing is she's a witch and she has the power of like foresight. But what's really interesting about her thing is like this game can be a little like self-shippy with like the main character and characters, but I like her thing is that she gets closer, and the person she gets like closer with, she starts being able to like see like less and less of them. She is, I really like her. She's like obviously supposed to be like that archetype of like, you know, like the mature woman, and you know, but I really like her. As you see, she also has a ring. Who, actually, I think I could just straight up check my favorites by who I gave rings to. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. As you see, there's 3 different, Magisas. Oh, no, like, if like, if she's having a vision about them, she won't be able to, like, properly see. One of the examples is in one of her, like, Fate episodes, which are things that, like, you play to get to know the characters better. She isn't able to properly see an ambush because it involves the main character and that's who she's like close to, so she isn't able to properly like foretell that there's an ambush happening, and when she like realizes, she's like, oh my gosh. But she's also kind of like giddy about it because it's something new in her life and she's super smart and stuff. This is Seox, but in Japanese it's really just 6. He's one of they're her weakness. That's why I really like her. He also has a ring. He's a funny dog boy. His thing is he is one of the Eternals, which in lore is kind of like how do I explain them? I've never seen this guy. Really, he's also like one of like the kind of popular characters. I kind of think. But he's one of the Eternals, which is another group, like another crew, but they're like the most powerful in the sky and stuff. And he's like #6 of them. His thing is he's kind of connected to the main character because the main character's father saved him when his clan was going through like a massacre. And now I just realized he's kind of like the Sasuke by just saying like his clan got massacred and he became, you know, like dark and stuff. Not, I don't know if I would call him edgy because he's been through some shit, but Yeah, I just realized now that he is kind of Sasuke. Except he doesn't have like a sibling. He has like another dude that he has like beef with. This is Urius. Sasuke like yeah, pretty much. This is Urius. His thing is he is a researcher. And he became a wanted criminal because he oh my god, what the hell did he do? I think he killed his king. And he was like the bastard child of his king. He looks like he's a pig. Yeah, so these like if you can kind of see them, these tentacles, he actually has them like a part of him now because he turned himself into a very funny science experiment because he's one of those like, you know, scholar researcher characters. But now he's a good guy. I swear, even though it looks like he's like fucked up, he's a good guy now. He got his redemption arc. He's chill. And then there's Lucio right here, and this is Luo. Luo was one of the newer characters that came out to Grand Blue, but I was saving up for him for a long time. He is one of the 6 dragons, which, how do I explain this? So Bahamut is like the god, like creator. And then from Bahamut created 2 people who are like his speakers. Which is like, they're connected to like Dawn and Dusk. Lucio is the Dawn speaker. And there's another speaker, Shalom, who is like the Dusk speaker. And then he created the dragons, which are in control of like the elements. So there's like fire, water, earth, wind, light, and dark. Luo is the light dragon. So all the dragons now have like human forms and stuff. And this is him. I like him a lot. But yeah, I would say those are my favorites. Just from he's really pretty. I'm very happy that he got like such like a good design. I think I would have rolled for him anyway though, just because I like the aspect of him. Well, I don't know. That might be a lie. I think if maybe he was like a Harvin, I might not have rolled for him. Harvins in this game are kind of like Lalafels in Final Fantasy 14, if that helps. Okay, back to the... Actually, do I have... No. Yeah. But yeah, I just been guarding this event. Sandy's spot. Yeah, that's Sandy's Valentine's clothing. I have this set so it like randomizes through my characters for the screen. Yeah. Okay. So it's like Lucio, Sandy, Magisa, Beelzebub. Luo is 6. You're welcome. Like, Grand Blue is definitely, like... I don't know if I would say it's, like, the easiest game to just straight up stream, because a lot of it is just, like, full autos and everything, but it is very fun to talk about, because there's so much, like, mythology and, like, lores. And because there's so many characters, there is going to always be a character that you end up liking. So there's something for a bit of everyone, I think, with... Maybe I died last time, but I picked Bahamut instead of Lucifer. Let me see. I'll try again. But yeah, so I just think Grand Blue is a really neat game. It's been around for a long time. I haven't played, so every time someone tells me, I'm like, well, yeah! That's fair. And honestly, it's kind of only getting more popular because they recently came out with like a new... with a rehash of their original fighting game. And they finally came out with their RPG, like actual like I don't know if it's open world, but they did recently come out with relink, which is letting even more people that don't know about the game play the game in a more tangible form, I guess, if they don't want to interact with like gotcha and stuff. Which honestly, I don't blame them. So they're definitely growing their IP with Granblue, and I think that's really neat. And I do think they have two animes. I want to say, well, two seasons of one anime, and that was pretty interesting. But yeah, it's very easy for me to talk about Granblue. But there's so much information that sometimes I'm like, am I getting this right? I had no idea. Yes, there is. I don't remember what year it was released in, but there is an anime for Granblue, and it goes through actually like the main story. Because Granblue is kind of split up into two different things, where it's the main story and then there's the event stories. And people generally consider the event stories to be better than the main story, but I do think the main story is definitely important to still know for Glen Blue, Grand Blue. So I would definitely recommend it if like that's something you're interested, but you're not interested in like playing the mobile game because of like gotcha or because you don't have time, or even because I know to know that the UI is a bit. Do you prefer the main story or the events more? I'm also like an event person. I will say the early main story was very interesting in the setup and the characters, and it's definitely worth it. Like it's not something you can ignore because it does show like the reasons for why the event stuff happens. But it's just what happened was so much development happened in the events rather than the main story that they had to come up with a way to try to tie the main story into the event stuff. And I feel like a lot of people just got burnt out with the main story or felt it was uninteresting or just like it didn't tie in with what was happening in like the anniversary events. But they did suddenly like say like, oh hey, like the some of these like event anniversaries are canon to the main story. Like what makes the sky blue with Sandalphon was made like canon by some of the main story stuff, I believe. But yeah, I would still recommend like if that's what you're interested in, you can definitely watch the anime. Cause I do think it's a good opener to explaining everything that happens, or just getting to know like the main crew better. I might check it out. Good. I'm glad. Like more people. Not saying more people should get into Grand Blue. Like they don't have to. Cause I can. I don't think it's something for everyone. Like if you don't like fantasy stuff, you're not gonna like Grand Blue. But obviously, I don't think that's the case for you. You know what I just realized? I haven't saved yet. Let me save this drawing. And by that, just key smash a file name. Okay, there we go. I just realized I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so let's put here. Because I could just have like the light come from this way, and then this part will be all like dark here, or like shaded. Yeah. But I did. Don't worry, I saved. I definitely saved. Don't worry. Let's see, how was okay? So my team is doing good this time around. Yay! Um. Okay, let's do this. That. Yeah. So what I'm doing right now in Grand Blue is I'm just grinding this event because the big Unite and Fight event is light themed, and this is like a light event. And if you do this, you get light materials, which oh they yeah finally. I wasn't having like any problems at all like doing this entire like run through last night. Guessing they got performance anxiety, so I put them on stream. No, this is literally just. I would have just drawn a drawing stream, but last time I did it, I was having trouble finding a way to get music. Because obviously, not only because of, you know, copyright, I just got a little nervous. Yeah. But yeah, so obviously because of copyright, you can't just listen to music on stream or else, you know, they don't like that. But I was trying to figure out a way to at least put, what would the term be? Copyright free, I guess, ones? Last time I did it, it didn't work so well. And what would happen was it would start, and then if I switched scenes, it would just like stop, even though I had it set to loop and everything. So I have to find a way to do that next time. So it's not just like silence if I stop talking or if I start focusing. Yeah. I mean, I will say I'm learning a lot. Oh, it is. It's very weird. I will say I'm learning a lot, but with like troubleshooting stuff. So that's I guess it's a skill to have. Uh, Now to draw the dreaded fabric. Oh, I don't mind. Oh, thank you. I know. It's more like my own personal thing because it's always kind of having to be like, oh, you have to, you know, just talk a little bit so people know you're still alive. Though doing art streams is kind of just chill. Like I imagine people are probably doing their own thing, and it's just I think for me personally because I have a hard time drawing when it's quiet. I found like I tend to always listen to music or I'm listening to like a show or I'm watching a show. But yeah, yes, we're just hanging, we're just vibing. But yeah, I always found that is. Oh, dog. It is. It's kind of needed. That's why I put Grand Blue on because I was like, I need like my little Subway Surfers. That's what I called it. It was just Subway Surfers to me, where I can at least see something in my peripheral. Like as long as something is happening in my peripheral, even though how the game works is like if I tab off the screen, the music and the funny sounds stop playing, which isn't what I wanted. But if it's in the game, you can't change it. Yeah, it is. It's Subway Surfers to me. Okay, trying to draw more frills. Not only that, but in general, I'm not someone that talks a lot. So it's not like it's hard to do this. I do know some people do struggle with talking a lot, but for me, it's just I'm just rambling sometimes. But I do have to take a break because I don't talk a lot, so my throat gets, I guess, they're gonna die again. What are they doing? How did this happen? I even changed like the difficulty down one. Uh, there's no way they're not gonna be able to do. These two little funny boys are not gonna be able to do 30% health by themselves. Ah. Honestly, at some point, if I ever like get like a bit like not bigger, but if I unlock, more features of Twitch, I'd probably do something where it's like, will they live with channel points for betting and stuff? He is. He's a very he's a very good carry, but I feel like as soon as he gets bonked, he's gonna die. Actually, they're not doing too bad so far. But if oh no, there he goes. We jinxed it. Goodbye. Oh no. His guy, yeah, he just vanished. He just exploded. Oh, good night, Seahawks, yeah. Oh, good night. Oh, no. Oh, try different charge attacks. Yeah, thanks. I know how to play the game. Well, apparently I don't. Yeah, we can just try this again. Okay. Yeah, it happens a lot where they'll just be like, "Hey, you should do this more," and it's like, "Thank you, thank you so much. I know." It's like they're trying to be helpful, but I'm like, okay. As if your team isn't doing millions of points. Yeah, it's funny because I'm still not like epic. like I'm not like a big like how do I call it? Refined. Like my stuff is not refined at all. It's optimized. That's what I'm looking for. I don't really have an optimized like stuff, and also like I'm just trying to get uh like master class. Okay, well at least to get in this stuff. Okay. Yeah, the master level stuff. I'm just trying to grind that a little bit. Actually, let me check if I still have enough for. Okay, the earrings. That's what I wanted from the shop. Try to see what else I should probably grab while I'm doing this. Uh, this music is so intense. Hmm. Okay, well, I don't need the rings. It's like, come on now, like... I feel like I'm going into battle. Yeah. Hold on, I'm just trying to check this trophy. Defeat 30 times. Okay, so I have 28 out of 30, so that means I have to, like, beat her up 2 more times. And I get a funny, shiny. I can do that. Do I have points? Let's see. Okay, not yet. Let's try again. So, was it? No, I think... Rule 1 debuff. Okay. Just have to beat her up 2 more times. And then we get a funny trophy. Yeah, we got her this time. I hope they do. Okay. Back to trying to find out how frills work. I do think clothing is kind of like the hardest thing for me to draw. Because it's like you have to be aware of um how like the body works underneath it and stuff. And also material. It's hard. It is hard. It is. I have so much respect for fashion designers because I'm like, how did you do that? Fabric detested. Exactly. You get me. For real. Which one of the characters' Valentine's thing did you like? Hmm. You mean like their like if I gave chocolates to them and like whose lines that I like and everything like that? I'm trying to think. Because there's so many characters that, I gave chocolates to that. Off the top of my head. Hmm. So the thing with how like the Valentine's works is I almost said root like it was ultimate something. Honestly, it kind of could be like with someone having like these lines of work, like it really could be. Um. Hmm. Oh, so yeah. So how the Valentine's lines work is when a character gets implemented in the game, they will have. Oh my god, my throat. A little froggy in there. They'll get a new holiday line. So like Valentine's, White Day, Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's. For 5 years, and then when that 5 years is up, they don't get the new line for that holiday anymore. You can just look at the repeats from like the old lines. Um, so I'm trying to think like out of like those, which ones would be like my favorite. And it's kind of hard because, well, I always like Percival's stuff because it feels very like authentic and kind of like romantic. I forgot to say I like Percival as a character too. um, Percival is one of the Dragon Knights, which is kind of like, I guess you could kind of call them like the dreamboats of Grand Blue, and that they're very like popular and they're very like, I wouldn't say boy band esque. I would just say they're more very. They're kind of like the group that was like catered more to like women and stuff. And they're still very popular, and they still get a lot of yeah. I have no. I don't know another way to like put them like to inject like the image of like them into your brain so you understand. But they're the very like Bishonen like knight characters. I can probably show you them too. Uh, so we're gonna search by. Yeah, okay. Alright, so yeah, right away here's Percival. Percival is one of the Dragon Knights. He doesn't want to show up right now. There he goes. So he's like, the fire like knight. He's very like kind of like straight laced, like no nonsense kind of guy, but he has a bunch of like childhood trauma that makes him not a total like very exactly he is. Here's another one. This is Vane. Vane is like the golden retriever, like he'll cook for you, country boy kind of knight. He's like water fiend too. I'm pretty sure that's like his thing. Oh, I know this man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll probably know Vane. Um, let's see. Okay. This is Siegfried. He's the other one. He's wearing his helmet in this one. I could take it off him. This is Okay. There he goes. This is Siegfried. Um, he's like the older knight, but he's kind of like the one the other ones look up to because he's like the strongest. His thing is he got like framed for killing like his king, and oh my god, he's very much like the kind of like the Gat Moe like character, you know. But he's like the one they all look up to and everything. So that's Siegfried. He's Earth themed, and then the other one, where is he? Here he is. This is Lancelot, but you can't really see him here. Thanks, dude. Okay. Well, you have to do with that. This is like the fourth one, and this is Lancelot. So Lancelot and Vayne are like childhood friends, and he's ice, and like Vayne is water. He is also, but I guess he's very like dutiful, I guess. Um, he's kind of like the very like stereotypical knight, not in like a bad way, but like, and that he's very like charming without needing to be. Like he's very nice and polite, and he has a lot of like. He tries to follow. He has to like pick up the kingdom after Siegfried like runs away, because he was the one in command under Siegfried along with Percival. Um, so he has like a lot of weight on his shoulders. But yeah, him and Vayne are very much like the besties. So yeah, so those four make up like the Dragon Knights, and they have a lot of events and everything together. And they have, I think, like one of like the longest running like events. I'm pretty sure at least once a year they get one, or at least they get an event. They're like one of like the popular makeup like of the groups. Cause how like Grand Blue characters work is they each have their own storylines, and they'll get put into like groups together to make it easier for people to either follow them or like understand like, oh, this storyline is connected to the blah blah blah. Yeah, the bias for them is loud. Yeah, exactly, and it kind of makes sense because they do make a lot of like money and stuff, especially at like Grand Blue like Fest and like the official like Grand Blue convention. There's cosplayers of them, like official cosplayers of them walking around, and yeah, they are very popular. And I think they have like every right to be because um. So yeah, I think the Valentine stuff I really like Percival's, just because he's very like straightforward, and I think he's one of like the first like SSR characters I got. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen everyone's Valentines yet. Just because there's so many characters. I have to just redraw this fabric. OBS keeps jumping, scaring me with the little clicky noise. I don't know what that is. I think it's OBS anyway. I don't know. It could be anything while I'm streaming and doing this stuff. OBS being rude. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't give me as much trouble as I know some people have with it. So I'm very grateful for that. It probably one day will give me trouble. But I think that's like whenever you're dealing with computers and stuff, I think at any point you'll always be having trouble with something. True. Yeah, like it's just it's just the nature of like how technology works. Honestly, what I'm really worried about though is the Final Fantasy like Dawn Trail. Like I'm so excited for that, but I'm just like, oh my god, what if my computer can't handle like the graphical update? What if I'm not prepared? Like I am so worried for that. But I don't think it should be too like crazy, but I'm just like, what if it is? What if I need to get more parts to play Final Fantasy? Oh, I do hope they like what is it called that they release? No, no, don't you? I know, and I'm not trying to. Uh, what is the thing they called where you can run it and do a little test thing and see if you can play it? Their benchmark, is that what it's called? Like their little program that they have where you can like run it and it would be like, oh, here's your frames or here's like your performance score. I think it's called like their benchmark. I hope they release one before like the expansion to so we can. I think they released it. Did they? Oh, I'll probably have to look through them in that case. But yeah, that's just something I've been worried about. I'm like, oh no. Especially with all these games coming out that are like 200 gigabytes, and it's just like, oh, come on. Can I have one funny game that's not? I don't need a super brand new computer to run, please. My computer's not even old. Did I mention? Oh, okay. I probably need to find a list for that in that case, and like go through my own like computer stuff and just make sure everything is, great. Yeah, they require some. They really do. I do know the next thing I'll probably have to do is upgrade like my RAM at least. Yay! Got the trophy. That was the next thing. Oh, okay. 50 times. I'm not doing that tonight. Getting crazy. Thank you, thank you. Um, actually, I should probably see if I can upgrade the new weapon from this event. Where is it? Here it is. I have to uncap it. Do I have enough materials? I don't. Oh my god. Supreme Merit. Okay, okay. I have none of those. I don't feel like doing any of those. This is light earn. Should get from. Okay. Okay, okay. I can probably do all that stuff like off stream, cause the grind do be real with Grand Blue. It is a very big and real thing. It is. It's especially because of how like elements work. Like it's very Pokemon-esque, where it's like, ooh, water beats fire, fire beats wind, and that kind of stuff. So it's like in order to grind wind elements, you have to have a good fire team. In order to have a good fire team, you have to grind, like fire raids. In order to have a good to beat the fire raids, you have to have a water team. Like yeah, so yeah, the you didn't know they had a weakness? Yeah, they do like matter. Um it's kind of like the elemental triangle or like the weapon triangle from like Fire Emblem, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's very much a grind progress because it's like, oh, in order to have this event, not event, element, I have to have enough of this one. Oh, in order to do this, I have to have enough of this. Like so it's definitely like this. This is why I can definitely see why people only interact with Grand Blue outside, like either through the RPG or through the fighting game, because the mobile game is it can be very overwhelming for people, and I don't blame them either. I actually don't even like really know how I even. Whoops. how I even kind of stuck with it for so long because I feel like with so many like mobile games nowadays, I'm just like I don't care. Like he'll be like, oh, you have to do this and go here and farm this, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. But for some reason, Grand Blue has just suckered me in, and I'll be like, yes, I will farm this 30 times. I just don't know what it is about Grand Blue. Over all these, it's like so like hard to get into them. I feel because it's just like Grand Blue Fantasy Chokehold real. It is. It's so real. It's not even like I've ever put money into it either. Like I've never had to. It's not the kind of game where you have to put money into it because they give out freebies like crazy. It is. So the reason a lot of like gacha systems exist today is actually because of Grand Blue. Like so, um, I got scared that a lot of games aren't. No, yeah, like a lot of games aren't at all nowadays, and it kind of sucks. But Grand Blue actually put a precedent in gacha games like the sparking system. Like, ooh, if you roll this many times, you'll be guaranteed to get the element, not element, but the character you want. Uh, Grand Blue is the reason that exists. Because very early on, that was not a thing in like gacha games. Like you could just sink whole money and you would not get the character that you wanted ever. It was like actually like legit gambling. Uh, what happened is, I believe they released the character, and someone in Japan's like they sunk a lot of money to into the game and to get her, and they didn't. And I believe Grand Blue actually got like I don't remember if they got sued or if they got like they got reprimanded in some way that forced them to change how gacha games worked, and they were forced to implement like a spark system to be like, hey, no, that's fucked up. You can't do that. It is like a lot of like Grand Blue is like the reason like people get stuff anymore in gacha games. Like I feel like if Grand Blue didn't exist, a lot of these games would be worse. Like obviously not saying like, oh, it's a good system because it's still a very sucky system. But Grand Blue makes up for it because it gives a lot of like free currency. But the problem is with all these other games is there's no like precedent to be like, oh, you have to give X number of free currency. They don't have to do that. They could just be like, here, give us money, and then if you give us enough money, you can get the character. Ha ha hee hee. Would be, yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, the drop rates for some of these games are fucking crazy. But yeah, basically, if you make a gotcha game, you have to put like some form of like if they either roll this X amount of times, whether it be premium or you know or free currency, they have to get this character. Like that's basically how it works now. Because of Grand Blue. Okay. I think this is like okay. Should I try to liquefy this and push it? Mm. No, it's looking more like wet hair. Let's undo that. This I think can be. Oh. Uh, okay. I don't know if I want to slap color on it. I can try. Let me. Uh. She has like a little bluish tint. That didn't work. What the heck? I will try. So usually how I color stuff is I just adjustment layers. My beloved. It is. I didn't color pick from her reference, so it might be wrong, but okay. Basically, like color gets harder because I usually just like doing grayscale. So it does take a bit more time to color stuff because I do it this way and then I put the little adjustment layer with how good I think it looks without also trying to make it look desaturated, which is definitely a problem with trying to do either just color, black and white to color, I should say. Because if you don't have the right values, it will definitely show in your work. Okay. It is. It's definitely a struggle, but it's definitely something that I'm learning how to combat. And also with streaming my art, it does help with color picking because I was having the problem of I would spend a pretty good chunk of time drawing something on my tablet, and I'd be like, "Wow, this looks cool. I'm gonna post it." I would post it, and it's a different color on my my desktop screen. It was heartbreaking. Because I don't actually have like two screens. I only have my screen tablet and like my actual desktop. And I don't usually use my screen tablet if I'm not drawing, just because I'm always like, oh, I don't want to set it up. It takes too much space on my desk. Blah 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 blah. What did you know? Yeah, it's just like, oh, and then it's either you have to make the decision to just post as is, or you have to go back and then be like, okay, let me screenshot it and throw it up in the other like thing, or you have to be like, just saying YOLO and being like, well, I flopped hard. Oh, wrong brush. It'd be a struggle out there. I don't remember what color this thing is. Uh, yeah, that's another thing. Like you never know what device people are looking at your art on. So for someone, it could be if they don't have it color calibrated, yeah, or something. They might be like, hey, your art is very saturated, or other people might be like, hey, your art looks like shit on my screen. And it's like, oh my god. Yeah, color is definitely a big struggle, and it's like paper and pen. It's like you don't really have to worry about that because you can just be like, oh hey. But then even with that, it's like, oops. It was actually something I had trouble with in like a university, um, when we would have to um paint something and to submit it, we would have to take a photo of it. Photography is fucking hard. Shout out to whoever who do photography. You people are amazing. But you had to get the right. I had to replace the light bulbs in my room with uh to be able to actually get like a passable grade for some stuff, because the instructors would be like, "Hey, it looks too warm, it looks too cold," and I was like, "What the fuck?" So it was like I had to do all these adjustments. I I graduated, so this doesn't matter. But basically, I got so fed up that I just threw. Yeah, they were like, "Hey, it needs to be like between this and this like tone. It has to look gray." But because of my light bulbs, it was looking you could tell that the paper it had just like a warm like hue over it. So what I ended up doing was I would literally just go take the photo and instead of submitting it right away like we're supposed to, um, I would just open it in Photoshop and just like fucking desaturate it so it looked as close to just pure black and white as I could, and I never had any problems after that. Like obviously they're like, oh, don't use Photoshop to retouch up your art, and I was like, well, they don't know that I'm doing this to because I can't do this at any time. Like it's like you can't control when the sun is out, and if I have no natural light, then it's getting submitted one way or the other. Okay, so this is multiply. This is pretty dark. Um, how's overlay look? Hmm, could probably no color burns like that. Exactly, and it's like I graduated already. Sorry, professors who don't know I exist. Uh, take this and then Snellish try. Okay. Thank you. Nope. Yeah, I think they came out looking okay. Is this no? It's a lighter color. Okay. Like this is definitely not my normal like art style and kind of experimenting today. Thank you. What time is it? Oh my god. I've almost been streaming for 3 hours. Almost said 8. I was like, absolutely not. Ugh. I do think I'll probably have to wrap up soon for dinner and everything like that. The body needs. Let me just see how this works. Blending. Yeah, I do. Mm, okay. I think what I'll do then is I'll probably end stream here and then probably finish this up and post it to my Twitter. Now you get to hear my here. Whoop, my ending spiel. Thank you to anyone that popped in, lurked, you know, chatted in the chat, things like that. You're welcome. If you're curious about when I stream next, you could follow me on Twitter, or you can follow my Twitch here because I finally set up a schedule in on Twitch. Next time should be Monday at 5. Thank you, thank you. I'm not sure what I'll stream on that day. I'll wing it, figure stuff out as I go. But yeah. So thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the support and everything. And yeah, I hope you all also have, good day, good night, wherever you are. But yeah, bye bye.